Hello guys, welcome back to another C&C Rivals video. So today, we're going to be taking a look at a Nod Artillery deck that I came up with a couple of days ago, or kind of came up with. And I am basing this off of Suzuku's deck. You can see here the current top Nod deck. This is me using it, obviously. So I just swapped out the Scorpion tank for the artillery unit, and we have quite a few replays here, but I'm only going to do a couple of them. And this deck did help me get into Masters. The deck against Lieutenant Romanoff is the one that got me into Masters. So we're going to start off with that one. So let's go ahead. And this was pretty fun because basically I was like, oh, can I try to find a deck that's unique, something different? Because I know a lot of people are using the meta decks, but I wanted to take a look at this deck, and this deck has been pretty cool. I've been really enjoying it for the little bit of time that I played it. And I opened up with the militant, as you can obviously see, and I scouted out the Harvester Rush before he even got to my Harvester. I seen the attack bike, so I go straight into Laser Squads, not into a Harvester. This will make it so that basically now he doesn't have anything he can attack me with, and I can just simply use my Laser Squads to ward off his attack bikes. So at this point now his rush has failed, and he's spent a lot of Tiberium. You can see here he's spent 60 Tiberium already and hasn't got any return. He's trying to control the launch pads using his units here, and I do see his cyber wheels, so I'm like, okay, he has a lot of cyber wheels. And you can see I did take out the Scorpion tank, and so this means that basically I'm a bit short-handed on a lot of very high-end anti-tank units. Otherwise, I would have pulled out the Scorpion tank for this, but I didn't. I should have simply probably pulled out Banshees, but I pulled out attack bikes. And you can see here, I start controlling the pads fairly easily here since he's only using cyber wheels, because the point was for him to take control of the missile very early and to also get my Harvester down very quickly, making so I have to focus on recovering my Harvester instead of trying to get the missile, which results in him winning. So here I do actually get the first missile, which is great because he started out with the attack bike rush, and now he goes into double harvester because he is using a tech deck, so he obviously needs that Tiberium boost. But at this point I do notice this, he's going into double harvester, so I build a second attack bike to block off his unit because I don't know where he was trying to move it, but he was trying to move it, so I just wanted to stop him. I go ahead and try to basically hold back his attack bikes while I take out his harvester as much as possible. I built laser squads. He goes into the top launch pad thinking he can contest it, but obviously I already have a unit there, so that was not a good idea. He builds a Banshee to go for my Harvester, so I actually see this Banshee, and I reroute my laser troopers to stop this Banshee, because this Banshee do a lot of damage very quickly. I talked about this in my top Nod deck video, saying that Banshees do a lot of damage very quickly, meaning you can see here that damage he's doing, that's going to add up right there. That's a lot of damage he's doing. So I'm just going to keep him away from my Harvester, make sure he cannot take it out, and you can see here I'm just avoiding him, not letting him get it. And you can see he builds a flame tank, and I go straight into artillery. I'm like, okay, this is the perfect time to pull out the artillery because I know both of his Banshees are gone. I move my laser squad up to be sure that he doesn't attack me with a Banshee. And you can see the first artillery unit easily takes out that god dang it, it easily takes out that flame tank. And there you go, the artillery absolutely dominated. You see, it wasn't used that much here, but I'll show you a match where I did kind of dominate with. So here we go, we have a GDI player, and you can see Go-Go Bird, and this went pretty well, surprisingly enough, to be honest. I didn't expect this to go really well because GDI are very strong at the moment. Everyone knows, especially I expected him to have Kodiak. I didn't expect him to have this big of array of tech units, but he has a lot of tech units, more than I thought he would. You can see he's the only units he's running besides tech is a sniper and also Predator tank, which is not the best combo because that costs 70 Tiberium, that costs 50 Tiberium. That's a lot, especially for a tech deck. So you can see here, I pull a laser squad down to the bottom, and I use my militant to distract his snipers because he fully focuses on my snipers. Since he builds snipers in the early game, this gives me free access to the top launch pad to take out his oh my god, my thought process is all over the place. Take out his Harvester, and he builds a Predator tank, but at this point, I've gotten the top one and the bottom one, so now he is at a huge Tiberium deficit, while I'm sitting at a huge Tiberium advantage. I'm sitting at 260 Tiberium at the beginning of the game. I do not go into a Temple of Nod yet. I'm trying to be sure that the first missile is secure since he is using a tech deck. So at this point, I do go ahead and stop him. I use my Banshee to control the rest, and I use Banshee since I see at this point that he has Predator tanks, he has snipers, I go into Banshees. And thank God, because you can see he has nothing in his deck at the moment that can counter Banshees. So with this, I can completely harass his economy, and he can't stop me until he actually gets tech units. So I move my Banshee to protect my Harvester, because if he gets my Harvester, he will actually get a nice Tiberium buff, making it so that he can actually catch back up in this game, kind of. Even though it won't be an insane catch up, it will still be a catch up in general. So I go ahead and use the artillery to go ahead and start controlling the map. This map is okay for artillery, but it's not the best, obviously. You can see, let's see the artillery go against the snipers. You can see it one-shots the snipers. I built a second artillery unit, and you can see here the second missile is charging, and at this point, there is not much he can do. You can see I'm using artillery to kind of help control. He builds, you can see how much damage the artillery just did, and I wasn't even properly body shielding for it. You can see here he tries to go for my artillery at the top, and you can see my artillery is actually turning, and thank goodness it can actually turn. So there you go, it absolutely annihilates his units. He builds snipers, unfortunately enough, and there you go, the artillery absolutely controlling the battlefield. So that's very, very good. So let's go ahead and get into the next match here. So here we are, probably the most interesting match out of all the matches. I did about 4 of them, and this is probably the most interesting one. There's still one more after this, but the other one, well, I may have it reversed on accident, but don't worry about it. We'll see how this one goes. So you can see here, he's using Rockworms, Cyborgs, Flame Tanks, and Centurion. The new Centurion unit, well, not very new, since I'm pretty sure the Orca Bomber came out now, so technically Orca Bomber's new, but we'll just call it new because it is technically new. So I've opened up with a Militant as always, and I see that he has level 8 Flame Troopers. So I go into double militants, knowing that easily, well, thanks to the level advantage I have here, I am easily going to be able to beat his Flame Troopers. And there you go. He builds another set of Flame Troopers. I go into a Laser Trooper. I didn't think he was going to go into another set of Flame Troopers. So at this point, I'm like, well, I'm not going to continue the skirmish one. I'm just going to lose it. So I just build Cyber Wills. And Cyber Wills easily handle that situation. And I see that you guys now see his double harvester. So I go straight into attack bikes, and I send my laser squads at the bottom to his missile, to his sorry, to his harvester, and I use my attack bikes to get this one off its off the harvester tile. So at this point now, I've not stopped his economy yet, but I've stopped him from getting the advantage of a double harvester, which is very important. So at this point, I do get his bottom harvester, and I almost have the top one, but he builds a flame trooper, so there's not much I can do about it. But, oh, no, he doesn't even use the flame trooper to stop it. So, yep, there goes his harvester. And they're going to, yep, here goes, yep, that's mine. So at this point now, his double harvester is gone. His economy is gone, and I'm pretty easily countering him. I'm trying to keep his economy off, just basically gone. So I move my unit down there here. I'm trying to make sure, because I know he's doing a tech deck, so I'm trying to make sure. And I build artillery. This is probably a bad idea on my part, because really, at this point, I just wanted to keep in control of the match. I was trying to have fun with the artillery and see if it would help. So I used the artillery to start sniping his harvester, and I used my Cyber Wills to actually basically block for it. And you can see this is actually really, really, really worked out for me, because you can see he has no way around. And the artillery, you can see this is the problem with the artillery right here that you're witnessing right now, is that it can, for the life of it, will never swap sides. So he then builds a Centurion, which you can see this thing eats through its shield and actually does damage to it even after it went through the shield a little bit there, which is actually pretty cool. I never knew it did that until now, obviously. So, because I actually wasn't paying attention during the replay, when I was actually playing, I didn't pay attention to that, but it's very good to see now that I didn't know it could do that. And you can see artillery annihilates his flame tank. He almost gets the missile. He was so close to having it, but thanks to the artillery, I managed to stop him. So, let's go ahead and do the final and last replay here. And I'm not going to cut it this time, because why cut it? There we go. And this should be the last one, right? Yeah. Okay. Yep, we're against Basilisk. I don't remember him. I don't know. Oh, this one. We're against Avatars. Yep, Avatars. Even worse. Okay, so you can see John 117. 117. Whatever. So I've come across against nothing but tech decks so far, and you can see I managed to beat all of them, and I think 2 of them, they've actually managed to get their tech units up and going, and oh, I remember this. Okay, we're gonna speed this up because this match wasn't really, I didn't really get a chance to use artillery, but I actually just kind of wanted to show this because this was pretty interesting. You can see he tries to laser drone rush me, and you can look at his units. You can see he has laser drones, attack bikes, and laser drones, attack bikes, and also Kim buggy. So you can see here he stopped his laser drone rush, and I tried to see if he had a harvester, but he didn't. He goes into Kim buggy. You can see he's saving up his Tiberium to go for a Kim buggy, and I'm charging a missile, and at this point he's already lost the game because he has no Tiberium income, and he stopped producing Tiberium a long time ago. He has level 10 laser drones, which is pretty annoying for my attack bikes. Since outnumbered, they won't be able to do much. So at this point, I'm just grouping up my laser troopers, trying to do my best to avoid his Kim buggies, but I'm not doing the most best. I tried to go for his harvester again, but you can see no harvester. So with his strategy was in the early game was to go for my harvester. I controlled the game by simply just going for my harvester, making it so I had no Tiberium income, basically just ending it very quick and early. And you can see here, I don't let him get the top missile there, and there you go, I do win the game. So this is a really quick match. I just want to get this out of the way because you can see the laser drone rush, it failed miserably. Like, he spent over like 80, close to 100 Tiberium trying to go for my harvester, and not include, also to include his boost that he did add onto his laser drones there. He really spent a lot of Tiberium. He spent over 100 Tiberium trying to go for my harvester, and it wasn't even worth it. But I hope you guys enjoyed. That's gonna be it for now. Peace.